What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how we felt in Ireland. We've gotten tons of comments over all of our videos that we've ever done about Ireland, saying that we shouldn't go to certain parts, that it's very dangerous, and just along the lines of that.
So the main place, of course, that everybody knows and talks about is Dublin, which we did stay in. And we did make a video where we went on the tram system called the Luas, and we had a sketchy situation. I do think it was probably a schizophrenic or drug-related episode, and unfortunately that is probably common, but that's common in a lot of American public transportation too. We just wanted to make a video about it at the time because we were making videos about what we were experiencing. Although other than that, in Dublin, we didn't really experience much more, luckily. One reason we're talking about this is because we actually had an article written about us. Shout out to Liam, he's been writing some stuff about us. It made it to the Dublin Live, and of course it was talking about our video and the problems with Dublin because we highlighted in that video what we experienced on the tram. And of course, when stuff like that gets written about you, people are going to take it a certain way. They're either going to not like you or they're going to like you, but then use your message for a different point that they're making. And so that's why we're making this video, because people's comments are not BS. Like, people are bringing up actual things and needed conversations, like how sketchy parts of Dublin are. But sometimes people make it seem like the whole city is just going to do something bad to you when you can still visit Dublin, at least in our case, and really bad stuff didn't happen. Like, we've gotten so many comments saying, don't go to Dublin at all, don't do this at all, you're gonna get hurt, or things like that. And I'm sure there's definitely some truth to that if you're in certain parts. Just like in American cities, I mean, you go to LA, you go to San Diego, there's definitely parts I wouldn't want to be in after a certain time, but there's also parts where it wouldn't matter.
I will say, when we were on the tram going to our hotel, even though they were arguing, I still didn't feel dangerous. I don't know, the way they were talking to each other, they weren't really cussing. I think maybe, I don't even know if they cussed at all. Maybe like one cuss word.
Well, it was the way they were cussing. It was like cussing to get a point across more than like cussing at the other guy.
Yeah, and it didn't really sound like scary, because like here, I feel like if you were to see that, like downtown San Diego, they'd be like screaming at each other and like really cussing at each other. I'm not saying that that person wasn't dangerous. Who knows? He could have had a knife on him. But I did notice when I was getting off the tram, they started like to fight, and I kind of got like pushed in by the guy that was first started it. And the other guy said, "You're in some lady's way." And I swear I heard him say like, "Oh, sorry." And he moved over, so like I feel like nobody.
Yeah, here I feel like somebody would go, I don't give a, you know what. Yeah, that was definitely the sketchiest part about the whole Dublin thing. Like we said, of course there is issues that people bring up. Luckily we didn't see anything. Like, we didn't even see any protests in the area we were in, but you always hear about protests going on.
And I do always hear about stabbings happening. Luckily, we didn't get stabbed, obviously. That would be terrible. Didn't seem like anywhere in Dublin where we were gonna get stabbed by anyone. Nobody seemed sketchy, but I'm not saying there isn't, because who knows? Some people could not look sketchy and just randomly stab you if they wanted to, but I'm just saying I felt very, very safe in Ireland. There wasn't one time that I thought someone was gonna come up to me and take something. Actually, that is a lie. There was one time in Cork where I didn't feel unsafe for myself. I felt unsafe for our camera. I thought somebody was going to take it because they were like acting very weird. But that was the only time. I didn't think they were going to do anything specifically to us.
Also, when we make these types of videos, it sucks too, because we say, yes, there are issues in Dublin, of course, but luckily for us, there wasn't too much. And then we get people mad at us saying, why are you guys trying to make it seem like it's not as bad as it really is? Like, it's way worse. You guys are just trying to make propaganda to make it seem all nice, which we're not trying to do. We're just saying, like, the way people write comments and then what you experience when there, you think you're walking into a war zone. Trust me, guys, I think there's a lot of places, I don't know how many of you have been to the US, but since it's such a huge country, there's a lot of places in the US that we've been to which are 10 times worse than anywhere in Ireland we've been to. I mean, you can look up the top like 5 cities in the US, you can look up their crime rates, and they're pretty high up there. I mean, we've been to a few. I think Memphis, Tennessee is one of the worst cities in terms of crime. We've been there.
I will say, like Joey said, Memphis is one of the places I felt the most unsafe. Also with Nashville, which will tell you that in a different video. Nashville was the worst experience I've we've had with another person there.
Yeah, Lauren brings up a good point with that because somebody actually did comment back on our Dublin tram video. They said if this freaked you out or worried you, then you have lived a pretty sheltered life. You, no matter what you experience in your life, you can still have situations like worry you, like two people fighting on what's supposed to be a peaceful vacation. But yeah, I replied to the guy basically. I'll give a quick summary of that, so because we're gonna go into it deeper. But we got chased down in a car chase in Nashville by somebody, which is a lot sketchier than two people fighting a train. So yeah, there's bad parts of America. I'll read through some of the comments here to kind of get the point across of what we're talking about. This person says, you should really stay away from Dublin if possible. It's not a real representation of Ireland at all. It's just its own thing and quite dodgy. I get the point. I get what the guy's trying to say.
We're not saying we're annoyed at the people telling us to be safe. We appreciate that. Obviously, you're looking out for us. We're also not saying that it's not dangerous there, but we're just telling you what our experience is and how we didn't feel unsafe at all. We obviously went to other cities too. We went to Cork and then Galway and then back to Dublin. But we had a really good time and we love Ireland. We feel very safe there.
I just hope you guys take this as us saying, like, even as tourists, it's still not as bad as some people may say, which is a good thing. Of course, you want to stop any problems that the city's having with crime at, like, now. You don't want it to get any worse, of course. But I don't want people to take this as us trying to make some sort of like propaganda about it being awesome when it's really, really bad. Like, we're just being honest. If it was a terrible experience and it was like super unsafe, we'd be on here being real about that too. But it wasn't, luckily.
Yeah, we wouldn't have went back the second time if we felt unsafe. I will say though, we didn't go down alleys by ourselves and we didn't go out at night walking around. But that wouldn't even matter because it gets dark at like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I do see that there's stabbings in daylight though, but nothing like that happened, obviously.
And I don't know if you guys have been fortunate enough to grow up in a time or a country where you could just go out in the middle of the night in like a random area. But unfortunately for us, being Gen Z and being in America, I don't think we've ever lived in a place where it wasn't sketchy at night. So we just have learned to not do things like that. And I think that's kind of the case for a lot of the world. Like, you probably shouldn't be out past a certain time. The only place we've ever been out super late is Las Vegas, but that's because it's like party central in the certain area. But I would not want to venture off the strip in Vegas at like 2 a.m.
We did once. We actually went to an Irish pub. It was really good. And then we went bowling. But we took an Uber there. We didn't walk.
Yeah, and I remember some of the areas being sketchy, like when it wasn't actually inside the establishment.
I will say when we were on a road trip here in America, we were in Arkansas at the time, and we just arrived at our hotel. I think it was like midnight or something. And it was very sketchy outside. It was actually kind of scary. And we were very excited to get inside and go into our room.
Maybe if people are coming from other parts where it's less sketchy, this would be good advice to tell them not to go out at night and stuff. But I think, again, like, just because we've grown up in certain big cities, you just kind of learn these things. I mean, of course, in Dublin, if you're out super late or in kind of weird looking areas, I mean, I think it's kind of intuitive when you grow up in certain places that, you know, this something in your head tells you that this doesn't feel right. Even when you don't see people, like, something tells you it doesn't feel right. There was a night in Cork where we walked all the way from one of the pubs to our hotel pretty late, like at 11 p.m.
Oh, right.
And we felt fine. It was kind of eerie because it was so dark and there was like hardly anybody out, but there wasn't anybody sketchy out, luckily.
There was also this really loud alarm going off in the city. I don't know what it was, but it was going the entire time we were walking. I think that was like a 20-minute walk.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I would not want to do a 20-minute walk even where we live, like the downtown area here. Our Domino's here has like a policy where they have to keep the door shut after 9 p.m. so you can only order through a pickup window.
Yeah.
Which is never a good sign. And it's never a good sign when you see like windows with the bars. Like when we go to California, there's some areas we go to and the Vans shoe store has bars on the window.
Yeah, when
like
they
a liquor store.
When they close, they have like, they pull down this thing where I'm sure some stores may have it over there. But also another thing, this is like off topic a little, but I noticed there was nothing in the stores there in Ireland that were locked up besides alcohol. Some alcohol had like this sensor thing on the bottle, but I didn't really see anything straight up locked up. I'm not sure though.
I don't remember anything like that because it's not like that here.
Yeah, some stores have energy drinks locked up here.
Yeah, and when we visit Lauren's family in San Diego, we go to a Walmart, which is in actually a pretty nice area, but even that place, it has jeans locked up, boots, razors,
baby formula.
Stuff to where I don't even like shopping in the store because it's like, do I really need to call you to get shaving cream? That's annoying. I don't want to have to call somebody. Like at this point, I might as well just order online.
The energy drinks though, when I first saw those locked up, I was like, what the heck? That just shows you how much gets stolen in those stores. I was just realizing like I didn't really see anything locked up besides alcohol, which is normal here too for like expensive alcohol.
So that might also be why we're a little more biased to not feeling as in danger. I mean, if some people have been from really nice areas, maybe they go there and feel in danger, but we didn't really. But like we said, I think some of it is just the way you grow up and what you learn to look out for, and kind of like certain things, like this person's acting kind of weird. They don't really seem like they're the biggest telltale sign is somebody that doesn't like seem like they have anywhere to go. Like it doesn't seem like they're trying to get to anywhere. They're just kind of like milling around, walking slow. Their heads constantly moving around.
Hood on.
Yeah. No matter what you think, good thing is I don't think Dublin's to the point that some people are trying to make it out to be. The bad thing is I hope it doesn't get to that point. If it gets to the point where people in the comments are saying it's not going to be a great city to visit, luckily it's not, at least the parts we visited, it's not to that point yet, which I hope is inspiring to people that, you can still have a beautiful country. Like it's not dead. Because I know what happens a lot of the time, I think, is people start watching certain content and it gets them really down in the dumps because they think there's no hope, like everything's just decaying, everything's getting degenerate. So I really do hope there's some hope for you guys out there to know that you can still have a prosperous city and you can still make things work and hopefully stop the problems at the source and where they're coming about.
And we hope you don't take this as we're saying that it's not dangerous, because like I said, obviously it can be dangerous. We really just wanted to let people know what our experience was, but we understand where people are coming from, so we kind of understand why everyone's kind of saying that. I don't know, we just want you to let you know that we're not ignoring what you guys are saying. We do obviously know how there's been stabbings and people beating each other up and stuff like that, so it can be dangerous. Again, we wanted to let you know our experience.
And also just to clear things up, because I know there's going to be some people checking out our channel that just think we had like this horrible time. And
no, even the tram ride, people
yeah,
are saying like we're sorry. Like we didn't have a bad time. We honestly went to our hotel, checked in, and ate a chicken roll. So.
Yeah, and then made that video. But yeah, because when you see a news article with your own thing, and then of course people are gonna read that and be like, oh, it's so bad that even these American tourists, like their whole trip was ruined because there's just so much danger going on. But it was like there was a little bit of danger on that specific tram, but now we just know, like in America, probably don't use much tram or trolley type of public transportation, because here when we're on it and on the San Diego trolley, it's pretty bad. There's people like in Denver, we had people doing drugs on the actual thing, like just straight up doing them.
We had to keep switching from trolley to trolley, and every trolley got worse. Like more people doing more drugs and having weapons.
All right, well, we hope you enjoyed our little rant here. Hope you take away some positive notes from this video. And we love Ireland. We still love your guys' country. Like we still had a great time. So nothing really took away from that. I think that just added on to the story, that little experience we had. But yep, if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. You can become a member of the channel for $2.99 a month. It helps us out a lot. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.